Babe, your tea's ready.
Thank you. Well, hi guys. Welcome back. I hope that you all had a beautiful holiday. It has been so long since I have sat in front of the camera and filmed. It's been a couple weeks since Landmas finished, and I hope that you all had a wonderful break, wonderful holiday, and yeah, in the time since Landmas, I hope you're all doing swell. And just wanted to start out the video by hopefully putting the Daphne Bridgerton comments to rest. I have never received more messages about something in my entire life, and I just simply had to put together my Daphne Bridgerton look. So I hope you enjoyed the look. So for today's video, we just wanted the first video back to be a little chat, a little hello, starting the new year off on a little positive note. Since Landmas over the last couple of weeks, Dan and I have just been chilling, laying low, clearing out the house, getting rid of some old equipment, decluttering. I've done another huge purge on my closet. Whenever the New Year's approaching, those like weird little days in between Christmas and New Year's, I always love to just basically do like a winter cleaning. There's spring cleaning and winter cleaning, and that's kind of what we've been doing. Just getting ourselves set up for the new year, planning out the content that we want to be putting out in 2021. And in terms of like my videos, usually every new video into a new year that I put out, I'll talk about my New Year's resolutions or my New Year's intentions in some manner. And I know 2020, I had some pretty specific like New Year's intentions, New Year's goals that I wanted to do throughout the year. And naturally, as I'm sure many of us have experienced in 2020, any of those resolutions, intentions, plans, all of those kind of went out the window in 2020, didn't they? But like in many places right now, the lockdown is continuing and getting a little bit more strict. So we're kind of trying to just not dwell on it as best we can and doing what we can while we are in our home doing our part. And I did actually want to still have a little New Year's resolutions chat, because I think this year specifically, like this New Year's, there's been a lot of chat and kind of like negativity towards the whole new year, new me idea. I've seen a lot of my fellow comrades here on YouTube being like, screw new year, new me, 2020 sucks, no. And for me personally, I actually really love New Year's resolutions and the whole new year, new me thing. For me, like January 1st, the starting of a new year really is like metaphorically and legitimately like a starting of a new year. It is a fresh start, like whether you're talking about like your taxes, your business, the way you organize your life, like there really is a year end. And so for me, New Year's is always a time where I can reflect on my previous year in like the business sense, in my personal sense, really look back on that year and reflect on what worked, what didn't work. And because there really is usually a lull where I usually feel like a little reset happens no matter what. And for someone who really struggles with like self-motivation, having that kind of like date, that timestamp of a new year is, I kind of have this like internal countdown to be like, okay, January 1st, like going down, we're restarting, we're resetting, starting a new year fresh. And there's a lot of things that Dan and I wanted to change in the way we organize our business, the way we're doing some things with our taxes, and a lot of like personal growth habits that I want to change for the new year. And it really was like a January 1st, this is the clock, time starts now for implementing those changes. And with all that being said, I actually recently saw a quote. I don't know where I saw it. It was somewhere, some meme or something. It was a really simple quote, and it said, "Nothing changes without change." Let me say that again. Nothing changes without change. So that quote just really stuck with me, especially going into the new year and talking about New Year's resolutions, new habits, new changes in your life. It just really struck a chord because there's a lot of areas in my life where I intend to change them, but I never actually put anything into practice to make some actual substantial changes in my life. And so we've really been thinking about that a lot and reflecting on it. And there's a lot of things that are going to change change around here on the channel, and for myself personally, there's a lot of things that I really want to put into place, and I kind of just wanted to sit down and have a chat with you guys about it. I wanted to chat with you about a few of the things that I intend to change this year, and a few of the little things that I'm going to set into place to do so, because again, nothing changes without change. If there are areas in your life that you're wanting to change, you have to set yourself up to successfully change those things. And yeah, there's a few things that we can clean up around here, fam. So speaking of changes, let's talk about some habits. So there are a few things that have been kind of remaining outstanding in my life. I'm a very inconsistent person by nature. It's not a trait that I like about myself, and there's a lot of things that I'll get super excited about, start implementing in my life, but then it never lasts. And so far in my life, I've been unsuccessful in sticking to good, healthy habits and certain things. And I was trying to look for ways to make some of these changes stick, and it's been really hard, and I haven't been able to do it yet. And so there's a few people who I love to follow, a few people I look up to like mentors of my life, and one of those people is actually Jen Atkin. I love Jen Atkin. I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her life, everything, and if I could, I'd like to follow her life like a Bible. And one of the things that she does and she talks about a lot is actually her habit tracker, and she was really talking about that around New Year's and setting up your New Year's habits and intentions and whatnot. And I think it's good that when you see someone living a life that you would like to emulate, it's like, what are they doing that you are not? What are some things that you would like to be doing that they are doing in their life, and how can you achieve that? So one thing that she speaks really often about is a habit tracker, and I'd never done that. I always thought that was kind of tedious. A lot of people talk about journaling, bullet journals, all those things. It's definitely been around. This is not a new idea, but it's definitely something I've never considered implementing into my daily life. And I thought, you know what, maybe it is time to try literally having a checkbox, a little tick box of the things that I want to do each day, and setting up a habit tracker. So that is something since the new year that I have started in my day. And there's a few habits that I've written down, obviously, the habits that you want to change in your life. If you're looking to make some changes, it's going to be personal to you. Everyone has their own thing. I have a couple of habits that I want to start developing, and a few habits that I want to stick in my daily life. And so I've set up a habit tracker. She mentioned that there's a few free ones that you can download online, you can download a PDF, whatever, but I've always just had Moleskines. The Moleskines are usually the daily planners that I use throughout the year. Didn't touch one in 2020. There was no daily planning in 2020, that's for sure, but these are just me and Dan's favorite notebooks. And so I actually wrote one out myself. We put this says Alana, and then Dan has his. And we each wrote out our habit tracker. So I have 11 habits here, 11 things that I just want to become second nature and automatic in my daily life. Some really important health things, some other personal little things, what have you. But I basically just wrote it out. Dan could not believe that I did not use a ruler for doing this, but small changes. I just wrote a little section here that says the habit, and then I wrote the dates, and we actually started this on January 5th, so it took us a hot minute to get into it, okay? And then on the next page, I wrote out some specific intentions and goals that I have for the month of January, and then my plan is to continue this each month, and I think it'll be a really cool thing to look back on and see how my habits and my intentions change throughout the months, seeing how my goals change throughout the months, and seeing what I completed. I kind of love that Jen Atkin also talked about how she writes a list of certain things. What was this list? I'll put the little insert of what she posted on her story, but it's I want to quit, I want to learn, I want to try, I want to have, I want to start, I want to continue to, I'm going to stop, I want to be. So just writing out all these things, these intentions for the month ahead, however long you want to do it, 6 months, a year, what have you. I did it for the month, and I want to do it monthly. So really achievable, obtainable things that you can do, some goals that you have, and then the habits that will help you get there. So, and to be honest, I doubted this a little bit. I was I feel like this is going to be so tedious and boring, but it's actually really helped. It's been a week since we started this. But already I've seen the biggest change. There's that nagging feeling being I just want to tick that frickin' box. Get up and do it. It's already working, even though it's completely self-induced. It really has made quite an effect already, and I'm really curious to see how this will go, and I'm very hopeful that it will help me to making these habits stick in my life. So I've made a habit tracker. That's the first thing. What I'm changing in 2021 right here, and the habits are going to help me make those changes. So like I said before, the habits, like specifically, some of these are very specific to me and they're going to be different for everyone, but I figured I'd talk through a few of the habits that I want to create in 2021, and I want to go through some of them with you because I feel like they're going to be pretty common. None of these are new here. These are all habits that I've tried to do in the past and things that I do sporadically in my life, but the whole issue has been inconsistency for me. So I just really want these things to be consistent in my life, and that's why I've decided to do this habit tracker. So Jen Atkin, we love you. Thank you for blessing us with this idea. So habit number 1, no phones before bed, read instead. This is, again, something I've tried to do here and there, not having phones in the bedroom, which just didn't work for me. Honestly, I love me a good scroll, but it's very important to me that I am reading a book and having that be the way that I fall asleep instead of being on my phone. So what I do, if I need to sit on my phone for a little bit, fine, but then I put my phone away and I have to read before bed, and it's actually been so great. It's only been a week, but I've already noticed such a significant difference in my sleep. I feel like I've been like having a lot more of a deeper feeling sleep when I'm falling asleep that way. Like there's something about like turning off a phone and having that bright light and then trying to fall asleep, but then when you're reading a book and you're like totally passing out, like it's just such a different feeling, and I feel like already my sleeps have been so much better. And then I'm also getting in my reading minutes. So no phones before bed, read instead. That's my first little habit, and it's already been swell, which leads into the second one, which is reading every day. And previously, my New Year's resolutions and whatnot, I've always put like a number value on the book. So I think last year I said I want to read a book a month. And then your whole goal ends up being just like finishing this number, like this numerical value on the book, instead of actually just enjoying reading itself. So instead of putting a number value on how many books I want to finish this year just to complete a number, I just wanted to say read every day instead. And then it kind of alleviates that pressure of finishing a certain amount of books and just putting the joy of reading back and making that part of my daily routine instead. So I did last year have my 2020 book club highlight on Instagram. I'm going to continue doing that. I feel like it's a nice fun way to see what I'm reading. I love getting recommendations from you guys. So if you want to read every day with me and make that a new habit this year, then definitely check out the book club as we go. I'd love to hear your book recommendations going into the new year. I've got a little pile set out, some books I want to read, but my ears are always open to new recommendations. So reading every day. The third habit is the one I am struggling with the most because I am very, very lazy by nature, and being in lockdown and being forced to work out at home with gyms and classes not being open. Like, I'm such a class girl. I love going to spin, berries, ride, F45. Like, I miss classes so much. I miss the environment that classes give, and I can't wait to go back to it. But my third habit is to work out or move in some capacity every day. No excuses. But so far it's been working. There's definitely, again, that like self-induced pressure to just check that habit off in here. So far so good. It's working so far. And my whole point, I think I mentioned this in a vlog back in Landmiss, but I can sit on my phone for hours. I can sit scrolling, wasting time, putzing around the house, scrolling TikTok for hours and hours and hours. We spent good money on a Peloton. It is there sitting, waiting to be used, and it really is as easy as getting on it for 20 minutes. You can do a 15-minute class on the Peloton, and I don't know why it's been such a struggle with me. I'm really trying to change my mental feelings toward the Peloton and toward working out in general. And so that's a habit that I'm really, really determined to stick to this year, is to moving my body in some way. We are currently in lockdown. We are in our homes. I am sitting all day long, and it's so important for your health and your sanity and mobility, and your future self will thank you if you work out or move in some capacity every day. So the reason why I put like workout / move, because even if I don't feel like getting on a Peloton, if I do like 20 minutes of something like strength, I bought a little kettlebell set from Canadian Tire back in whenever that was, and it's been good just following little routines. There's so much free workout content on YouTube and whatever other platform you're watching, I just keep trying to tell myself there's no excuse. You can scroll for hours and hours. You can do a workout for 20 minutes. So that is just for my health and my own self. Like I'm starting to get pretty achy and cracky, guys. Like, I want to live a good long life, and movement, working out, moving your body, that is a big part of it. So that is my habit number 3, and following from that as well, number 4 is to stretch every day. And this has been a big issue for Dan and I. We like the tech neck, guys, is becoming so real. I was seeing a chiropractor earlier in the year pretty consistently, and I definitely need to continue that because I just have so much pain in my neck, and stretching is super important. And I actually found a video. I'll link the video in the description box down below. It was called, oh God, is it the YWTL stretch? Yeah, it's like the stretch to help with tech neck, or like preventing the hump from growing on your neck. And so there's just a few stretches that I've been trying to do every day to help with the pain that I'm experiencing. I have really, really tight hips, so I try and do a little hip stretch every day. And I usually just pair this while I'm working out, but sometimes I've been doing a little YWTL stretch in the morning and just trying to help with that neck, because we just sit scrolling on our phones all day long. So stretching every day for sure. On top of that, I have my personal one as a split stretch, because I think I mentioned this last year as well as part of my New Year's resolution. Obviously it didn't happen, but just a weird little random personal goal of mine is to be able to do the splits again. I used to be able to do the splits when I was younger, when I did gymnastics, and I just want to be able to do that again, just a personal little goal. So I've been doing a little split stretch as well. The 5th habit that we're doing is an outdoor walk. This is something that Dan and I personally love to track with our watches. We love tracking our outdoor walks, adding that to our daily little exercise ring that gets closed. But again, especially as the lockdown continues, like getting outside, getting some fresh air, and getting some steps in has been very important for both of us. And that's been a habit. And it's literally been like, oh, it'll be 10:30 p.m. and we're like, oh my God, we still have to get our outdoor walk in. And we will go and we'll walk. We originally set like a time limit. Like we wanted to do a minimum 45 minutes, but sometimes it doesn't work so well, especially when it's super cold. So even if we get out for like a 15-minute stroll, that's a habit that we are trying to make stick in our everyday life. And it's something that I don't want these things to be daunting. Like I'm hoping that as we continue doing this and like ticking it off in the book, that I'll be excited about it. It won't even be a question. I'll just be like, oh, okay, good morning, gotta go for our walk. Like I want it to be that easy. I don't want it to be something that I'm dreading in my day, you know? And that's why I wanted to do this monthly and not a year-long habit tracker, because I feel like as I go on, I'm going to be able to see like which habits I think are feasible and which habits I want to continue. And obviously these things are all very easily like, yes, I want these to stay in my life, but I'm curious to see how they will vary and change as we go on. So guys, those are some of my habits that I am wanting to create, that I'm wanting to change in my life in the new year. It's like I'm like slamming my life Bible at you guys, but I'm going to bring this back upstairs. I'm already out of breath because I've been keeping this at my bedside table and checking them off at the end of the day. But on our way up, I figured I'd update you guys on a couple of things. Let's plop you down in the studio real quick. The camera went so bright and weird there. Anyway, just came to the studio because there's a couple things I want to update you guys on. Now, this is not one of my habits, but it's definitely a goal of mine, and I feel like I've been keeping you guys updated, so it would be rude of me to not continue to update you, but I wanted to let you guys know what I've been doing with the whole nail journey, the nail issues, the never-ending nail issues that I have. You know, nail salons are closed, so we've been left to our own devices here in the nail front, and I've really been trying to keep them nice. Like, my job is Instagram and YouTube. I am on camera, and I'm always struggling with my nails, and I have been trying many different ways. Certain things have not been working for me, but I recently found this Sensationail. I bought this at Shoppers, and this is the magical thing, okay? I've got my light, my little nail light, and I was trying to do gel nails. So I was doing the whole, like, you know, filing your nail, doing the base coat, doing a couple layers of color, doing the top coat, setting every single one, and I end up sitting there, like, I'm not good at painting my nails. I make mistakes. I smudge it around, and I'd be sitting there. I was like, I'd be watching a show, watching Schitt's Creek, and it would be like, you've watched 3 episodes. I'm like, God, this takes so long. So I saw this Sensationail nail polish. I was at Shoppers Drug Mart, and it's just a 1 coat everything. It's just everything in one. So you don't have a base coat, you don't have a top coat, you don't have a separate color. It's just 1 color, and I got it in black because I'm just really loving black nails. I feel like it's one of those colors that just goes with everything, and it's like neutral, but it's a little bit more like chic, you know? I like the black nail. So here's the thing with this. I am bad with my nails. I am hard with my hands. I'm always breaking my nails when I'm opening boxes and stuff. And so like even right now, like these 2 nails have chipped. But here's the thing. It literally is 60 seconds. You paint your nail, you put it in, and that's it. I do 2 coats. And it ends up taking me like 10 minutes. So even this, like this is chipped, so I'll probably just pull this off. Oh my God, that's another thing. Sorry. It's so easy. When it does come off, it just pops off. It's not like I haven't even needed to use a gel nail polish remover. Like they just kind of pop up like a little thing. So they don't last very long. I think the most I've gotten out of this is like 4 days. But even when you're comparing that to regular nail polish, like the nail polish, you're sitting there waiting for it to dry for so long. Like even if I am redoing this every 3 days, it's saving me so much time. So I tried finding this brand online, and it was kind of iffy. Like, I don't know, I'm sure there are equivalents to this. This is just one I randomly found one day. I was going to the post office at Shoppers Drug Mart, and I saw this, and I was like, I'm gonna try that. Fabulous. It's been a fun little discovery for me, and it's been a lot more gentle on my nails because I'm not like throwing all of this like alcohol and death onto it like I was when I was trying to do my own full gel manicure. So there's a little update for you guys. Here's a little change in 2021, guys. Nail health and nail beauty, if you will. Onward with our journey upstairs. I'm gonna put the book back next to the bed. It's so dark. Oh my God. Let's head to the closet room. Another thing that I want to kind of change in 2021 in terms of my content. Sorry, I'm out of breath already. Oh, the stairs, man. Oh, I really want to be better about Instagram. I want to be better about consistency on Instagram and actually making a point to like post more outfits and what I'm wearing. You know, I already mentioned that I'm wanting to like start my days getting ready and actually getting dressed to help with productivity and whatnot. And going hand in hand with that, I want to be better about my posting on Instagram. So I actually asked Susie, Hello October, here on YouTube and Instagram. I asked her what she does with her mirror, because one of the things that I've mentioned is I really struggle with like the placement in this room. It's such an awkward shape, and I know this is silly to some, but there's only a window on like half the wall, and then there's these horrible blue god-awful doors that I hate so much, and I hate it when they're in the background of my photos. It just doesn't look nice, and it makes like a blue shadow on everything. So I've really struggled with like the placement and brightness in here, because when I have the mirror over here, it's really, really dark, and I find the picture super grainy. And anyway, Susie always has these incredible bright mirror photos, and I was like, girlfriend, what do you do? How do you set up your mirror? Can you show me how it's set up with your window placement? Let a girl know. And she's like, oh my God, girl, I got you. And she let me know that she puts her mirror actually up against the window, and it creates the most lovely light. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So I know this is gonna seem really silly, but I'm so excited about this when I'm vlogging, when I'm showing you guys like my outfit in a daily vlog, to just have this here. I put the mirror here. I moved my vanity table into the corner, and I put the mirror here, and it has already been such a game changer for photos. I feel a lot better about like the lighting and the content that I'm taking, and it's such a small change, but it was like so significant for me. So Susie, thank you so much. I am so excited about this, and I also want to hear from you guys. Like always with content, especially fashion content, that's where I struggle a little bit. Love to hear from you guys. We have some plans for the new year, but if there's anything in particular that you want to see from me, always let me know. Here's the Depop pile, guys. When this video is actually going up, I will have put the rest of this up. I think, yeah, from here, this is what has been on Depop currently, and then I'm going to be adding the rest of this to Depop. So doing a big clear out. I did a big clear out because I've been shopping, and I try to be good about the one in, one out thing, you know. I'm gonna put this down for a second, sit on the floor. Honestly, this windowsill is kind of great. I could like film a video. I like the look of the stairs back there. That's a whole other topic I feel like I've been inconsistent with on YouTube, and that's because I'm kind of a, I don't want to say like a fluid creature, a chameleon. Like I don't hold on to things in particular. There's like many versions of me, and there's been many phases of my life, especially when it comes to clothing on YouTube. Like I look back at a year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and there's been many phases with me when it comes to fashion in particular. And that's why I think I love the whole Depop thing so much, is I feel like I'm at least cycling through things. I'm not hoarding all these many phases of my life. I don't hold on to stuff. Like, you know, I buy a bag, and if I don't end up using it, I sell it. I try not to worry about it so much, but there's been one consistent thing that I feel like has always been a guiding or leading principle with me in fashion and my style, and that's been like classy lady style, neutrals, making sure to only stick to like staple pieces in my wardrobe. And I'd be really hard on myself and like get down on myself when it comes to, you know, buying anything like colorful. Like if I was buying some bright, like crazy colored top, I'd be like, oh, like this isn't reasonable, this isn't a staple product, like this is gonna go out of style, like buying the more trendy pieces, what have you. But I've been feeling this like overwhelming sense of need to inject like bursts of color into my life, and changing up my closet, changing up my makeup, things I've been things that I've been like sticking to for so long. And that's been happening this year because I feel like that was the one thing with our content and my job that I could control. Like there were so many plans that went awry in 2020, but you know, like playing with makeup, playing with new hairstyles, playing with new clothing, like these are things that I am able to do and that help in the creation of the content that I'm putting out onto YouTube and Instagram. So I sat there and I was like, why am I so against color? Why am I so against fun? And you know, the last few months I've been trying out like new makeup styles, a lot of new hairstyles, and I've just been trying to have a lot more fun with it. And so this recent purge I did with my closet was kind of like a result of me like wanting to play a lot more with my clothing and being a little less afraid of it. I've just been trying to play a lot with some new styles, and so hopefully you'll be seeing that in the coming weeks and months of content and whatnot. But I just want to have a lot more fun with my clothing and makeup and hair looks, and being a little bit more adventurous and creative with it, because that's kind of the only thing I can do with my content right now, you know? Like we're supposed to stay in our house. It's like, what can I do to switch up the content and make it interesting and change up my looks and whatnot while I'm in these four walls? So I know that may seem silly, but that's quite a big shift for me in my thinking. And you know, I've done the same like 3 hairstyles for the last like 8 years of my life. And I've been trying to play with some new things, and it's just been fun. And you know, that was starting towards the end of the last year, and I just really want that to continue going into the new year. So basically in this little break, I've done another huge cleared out the closet. We've done a purge of our old equipment and some things. We've just tackled some outstanding and miscellaneous things that had been dragging on our to-do list, and just, yeah, having a good and proper reset, a good reflection on the last year, and thinking about the person that we want to be a year down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. Who does that person look like? And what are some things that we can change in our daily life right now to help us get to that person that we want to be? Does that make sense? I feel like I've been blabbing for 2 hours, but basically my whole point of this video, what I'm changing in 2021, there are a few areas of my life that I want to make some changes in, and I'm excited to see some of those changes come to fruition, start having a positive impact on my life. And I'd love to hear from you guys. What are some changes that you are making in the new year? If any, if at all, let me know in the comments down below. And I just wanted to say also, on the last video from Landmiss, thank you so much for all of the feedback that we got. It was super helpful seeing what you guys want to be seeing from us in the coming year, the coming weeks, the coming months of content. I'm really excited for the new year, for what you can expect for content from us. The usual Monday, Wednesday, Friday uploads. That's the general upload schedule that we are going to be sticking to. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, guys, check back here for a new YouTube video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at ALEXANDRA. There's going to be a lot of fun and playing and silliness on there. So be sure to follow me on Instagram if you want live daily updates on what's going on here in the land. Guys, I'm rusty. It's been a hot minute since I've vlogged, but you know, the camera is picked back up, we're getting back into it, and we're super excited to be back and uploading again, guys. Happy 2021. Let's put some hope and positivity out into this new year, guys. Hoping for a more positive and wonderful news-filled year ahead. Let's put the good vibes out there, guys. Manifest the year ahead. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I'm so excited to be back. I have missed you. I hope you all had a wonderful break, and I will see you all on Wednesday for a new video. Bye!